All right, everyone. Welcome back to another review. Today we're looking at Jadatoys Ultra Street Fighter 2 Dhalsim. This was a figure I wasn't really sure how they were going to do this. And, I mean, they legitimately gave us extra limbs. It's pretty awesome. An extra face sculpt, the hands, all that good stuff. You can check it out. He's got his face paint on there. From what I could tell, it doesn't look smudged. I have not opened this figure yet, so it's the best part about these reviews is that we open them together. Not all of my Street Fighter figures are sealed, but some of these I haven't gotten around to, and I'm like, yo, let's do a review. It's your standard arcade-style looking box. Buttons, joysticks, 1 and 2 players. There's his character art from the game. His name, same font they use in the game. Don't eat your figures. You might choke on them. You must be 13 plus to play with these action figures. Go on the side here. His name, country of origin, his fighting style. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you fight people with yoga style. There's the character lineup from the game itself. And there he is with, fighting pose. Never seen him do that in the game, but hey, it's pretty cool nonetheless, right? And there's the Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers logo. Nothing crazy. Like I said, typical warning labels, UPC, Capcom, StreetFighter.com. All right. So, without further ado, let's get this guy opened. Okay. So, he is out of the packaging. Wow, that was rough. All of his accessories are really well put into this packaging. Already a couple of things that I can see that could be an issue with this figure. He looks really good. As I've stated in the other videos I've done with these figures, they've got some pretty decent shading on them. Again, I base it solely on the price you pay for them. I did mess with the joints a little bit before I got back to you guys. But let's start with the figure. You've got his head. Feels like it's on a ball joint. Kinda, sorta. Oh yeah, so it's got a double peg. It looks like it's the neck and the bottom right here, the bottom of his neck, and then up here where his head is. His earrings, pretty cool. They feel like metal, maybe like one of those little cheap key ring type metals. Maybe that's what that is. It could be plastic. I can't really tell. But you can get a good look at his face. I'm trying to get it in the right lighting here. His white eyes, the red paint across his head. Mine's got like a little chip up top, but that's okay. There's the back of it. I don't know what that is. Okay, it's just flake or something. I don't know what, but I'm trying to get a good angle on this. There, he's got his skulls necklace that he wears. He's got up and down. That's about as high as his arms go. You can go all the way down. He's got the bicep swivel, kind of. Yeah, you kind of have to really... But I understand why they made it like this. You can have to take the arms off to put the stretchy arms on here. So I get why. But it does turn. You can see how it kind of looks... It doesn't look natural. Double jointed elbow. I have to really kind of work it, but there it is. Remember, if your joints are too tight out of the packaging, I recommend soaking them in hot or warm water for about 30 seconds to a minute, and it'll loosen them right up. These are really soft ratchets, so you don't want to break them. There's the wrist. Yeah, that's the bicep. Here's the wrist. You can, well, that just came right out. Put that back in. You can kind of go this way right here with it as well. Or you can go this way. Don't bend it too much because then it'll just pop right out like I did a second ago. He can do, yep, the full 360. There's the butterfly joint. It's not as movable as Guile's. I'm always going to compare it to Guile. He was the first figure I reviewed, and his butterfly joint was perfect. I loved it. There's, well, for the type of character that Dhalsim is, he really should have the most stretchable waist. As you can see, it's pretty good. So we'll move down to his waist. You can get kicks up about that far. And to the back, same thing. I mean, that's really stretching it, though. So, no pun intended. Thigh swivel, right where his shorts meet. Double jointed knee. I didn't pre-bend. Oh, no, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so double jointed knee. Looks okay with the skin tone color, just like with Cammy. The foot swivel. It took me quite a minute or two to get him to stand. He did not want to cooperate at all. You can go that far down. You can go up this way, about that far. Here's the swivel. Again, just try to get some dynamic poses. He can do the splits. I don't know why this is so important, but I absolutely love they can do the splits. Again, I think it's just because they're fighting game characters. So you should be able to do a split. When you're this jacked up, I mean, you really should be able to do splits like that, especially Dhalsim. I know in the anime and the movies and stuff, he's way more powerful than they kind of give him credit for in the game and stuff like that. There are some Dhalsim mains out there I've seen in like the Versus games or even the later Street Fighter games, and they're unstoppable. I'm going to try to see if I can get Dhalsim to stay up during this part. I don't want him to fall because he falls pretty easily. Typical stand. I'm not really sure exactly what this is. Maybe it's... Oh, I guess that makes sense, maybe? I don't really know. It doesn't fit in there, but it holds it up. So, anyway. The little base stands that all the figures come with. Here's his alternate head sculpt. The yelling mouth. Nice paint inside there. Ball peg. Earrings. Good stuff. Here is your claw hands. It's a different material than what they made his stretchy arms and legs. I gotta be real careful. Wow, I was already feeling like the stretch on that. There's that. Here's his stretchy arms. Little bracelets. They're really movable, which is really cool. There's the pegs for them. This, you see why the arms move the way they do on the figure itself. Here's the feet and the stretchy legs. They're bendable. I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of like beef jerky. I don't really know how to describe it. That's probably the best way to describe it, though. I don't know. You're not going to get any standing poses with these feet either, because look. These are meant for kick poses. So, that's what we got. There's something missing, and I think you guys are kind of going to know what I'm talking about. There should have been some type of Yoga Fire or Yoga Flame effect. I understand sacrifices have to be made for a figure at this price point. Maybe sacrifice one of the legs or arms or something for him to get a flame effect. If there's anyone out there who makes flame effects that would work for Dhalsim, you could easily make it for this head sculpt. He's already got his mouth open. That's where he shoots the fire from, you know? Doesn't have to necessarily attach to his mouth. It could just be something that sits right in front of him. Kind of a missed opportunity. I wish that we would have gotten something like that. But let's see what he looks like. Oh, there goes a ring. Let me go and pick that up. Okay, so that got away from me for a second. We're going to put this in here. Okay. Yeah, it works pretty well, you know. Again, for the price point, these are pretty good wrist joints. Just don't lose these. They come off. They just flew right off on me, so at the end, towards the end of the video, I'll give you guys some poses and stuff like that. It's really hard to do on camera. So I'll show you some still shots of what you could potentially pose him like on your shelf. Let's take the head. Put it over here. Doesn't want to cooperate. Come on, Dhalsim. All right, whatever. So we're going to put this head on right here. Wow, that was a tough one. But it looks pretty good. The skin tone matches the body. Man, I really wish there was a flame effect for this guy. He really could have benefited from the toe pivot. This particular figure. Even if they only did it for this one. He really, really could use... I wonder if you can do the yoga, like floating yoga pose. Yeah, you sure can. Double jointed knees, I mean... Let's see. Yeah, you totally can. He doesn't have the correct hands, though, because I think he kind of does like a praying pose. I don't really know. But yeah, you totally can. You can do the floating yoga pose. I don't recommend using this head. Use the other head sculpt. But he could totally do it. So I've got other figure stands that I can use. That would, you know what? Wait a minute. I wonder if it's a crotch grabber. Is it a crotch grabber where you can do that? I'm totally shoving this in here. That's not going to work, I don't think. Oh, wait, it can. So there you go. If you want him floating up on your shelf, I think that's what that's for. So then it begs the question, should he have an extra peg or stand or one of these arms right here to hold up a leg? Or should you have to end up going out and buying another stand? So you can kind of have him like in an action pose, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's a good figure. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of things missing from it. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. What do you guys think? Do you like this figure? Would you purchase it? If you would like to, as I do with all of my videos now, I'll put a link down in the description below, you know, so you can check it out yourself. Those are affiliate links. They do help me out. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget, hit the like, say something funny down below, leave an emote. I don't care. Here's the box art real quick on the back. Oh, sorry, guys. So it's a typical background that he's got in the 16-bit games. So you can see it's done in the, like, it's basically a still shot from the game itself, the pixel art. So, but yeah, looks good. He feels good. I wish the feet were better posable. I do see a peg hole in the bottom. Whoop, and he just fell in his on his foot right there. I think that's typical of these figures. So, like I said, I'll get some still shots of him so you guys can see better. It's not just me trying to like mess around with this figure and get it to stand and pose and all that stuff while it's on camera. It's really hard to do that. But I guess if you wanted to have him floating on your shelf, like if he's got the wind pose going on, definitely try it. Good figure. Wish it had a few, like maybe a flame accessory. Yoga Fire, Yoga Flame. I think those are more important. I mean, okay, yeah, the stretchy arms and legs, that's definitely a Dhalsim thing, but I think a flame effect would have been really cool. I don't think it would have cost them very much to take a Hadoken and make it red, you know, because Ryu came with an effect for Hadoken, and it was blue. So, anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like, subscribe. There's going to be more of these coming out. So, we'll move on from Street Fighter at some point. I have a couple of Marvel figures I have not opened. If you guys want to check those out, let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.